Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's 4 o'clock in Los Angeles. It's 6 o'clock in Chicago. And it's 7 p.m. in New York City. Hello, everybody. I'm Mad Dog DeCipio. And this is Mad Dog Media presents What's the Buzz? Tonight, I'm joined, God help me, by Amelia the Pitbull Chapman, live and in living color, well, sort of color, from Florida. You're very pale tonight. You got to get some sun.
Compared to you, I'm pale, right?
Look at me. I fell asleep in the sun. I keep telling people, do not adjust your TV, folks. This is what we look like.
Yeah, I'm the light-colored
no
Mexican.
kid.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. She's the pit bull.
And you're the Mad Dog.
We call it a pit bull for a reason.
Yeah.
Because you find her out in the yard chewing on a bone.
In the yard, and if it's rain, if it's not a hot day, I'll go outside. But
yeah, I'll tell you what. You know what? And we joked about this before, folks.
Yep.
Amelia's full-blooded Mexican.
I am.
Who burns in the sun.
Yes.
She doesn't leave her house, and the only reason you'll even know she's Mexican is if she gets angry.
Oh,
she
yes.
starts talking in broken English.
Piss me off, and you will have to deal
English
with
and the Spanish come together.
Spanglish.
Yeah, Spanglish. Yes, that's what they called it. They call it Spanglish.
Yep.
Somebody came up with that name. God, how many years ago, Mil?
It's been a movie with what's his name? It's a movie with can't think of this.
Wasn't there a movie called Spanglish?
Spanglish,
yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Where English, Spanish, then Spanglish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We got to find out who did that.
Yeah, he did Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2.
Oh wait, was it David Spade or Rob Schneider, somebody like that?
They're
right?
in the no, they were not in the movie, but it's the other guy that did that. Happy Gilmore, he was in that.
Oh, Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, there you go.
God, I had a brain fart.
Me too. And we just watched the movie Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2. Sorry, Adam Sandler.
Jeez.
Yep.
Well, listen, tell everybody what's on the show tonight.
Oh, the Return of the Rain Man Sin.
Who the hell's the Rain Man? Tell me. If I don't know, if you have to explain the Rain Man to me, who's the Rain Man? What's
let's
his
see.
deal?
If you want to become rich and famous, as long as you mention him, he will give you a contract that you want, but not really what you want. It will be a really bad contract, but when your time is up,
like well, you know, there are people who think, and we're going to talk about this later in the show,
and it has to do with
but
the female.
there are people who think that Robert Johnson made a deal with the Rain Man.
Oh yeah, there's a big possibility that he did.
We're going to talk about that later on in the show because that's an interesting thing.
And there's also rumors.
Hold up, Amelia, hold up. Never interrupt the host when the host is on a roll.
Keep rolling.
Especially at my age, because I'll forget in about 20 seconds what the hell I was talking about. Yeah, then you could clock me by it too. So what we're going to do tonight is this show is actually called The Devil in the Music Part 2.
Mhm.
Now, what about part one, Mad Dog? Go in our archives. They're
Yeah.
available
Yes.
for $2.99 a month.
Mhm.
You can listen to all the shows. You watch them, listen to them,
Yeah.
interact with them. Yes, you can interact with our past shows. You sure the hell
Mhm.
can.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't get any money of it because, that's all Pitbull gets all that shit.
Just look up the Rain Man under WWTF Radio.
Yes.
Mhm.
The devil in the music, the Rain Man, selling your soul to the devil.
At a price, though,
The
right?
devil in the music part one, and this is the devil in the music part two. So here's why we're doing this show tonight. And you and I talked about it off camera last night.
Mhm.
Seems like the Rain Man's making a rise in the ranks here. So, not even trying to hide anymore.
But you said it was a huge comeback.
Well, we're going to talk about that comeback. Is it really a comeback, or did he never really leave? That's the question somebody posed to me. Mad Dog, did the Rain Man leave, or was he just laying low for a while?
Yes.
Because they seem to think, and I'm going to make the argument tonight.
That's a
They
good question.
they seem to think. Well, hear me out, Milia.
Mhm.
Okay, less is more. Remember, dear, less is more. Okay, and she's like, "Fuck you, Mad Dog. Fuck you, Mad
No,
Dog."
I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
Go ahead, tell me where I'm going.
You're thinking less is more because he was laying low.
Exactly.
Mhm.
I think he was laying low, and here's why.
Mhm.
Because the Rain Man, you have to understand something. The Rain Man's got an ego.
Mhm.
Who else does that represent? Ego.
The
It
devil.
represents everybody in the music business.
Mhm.
Everybody in show business has an ego. This fucking
Oh
big.
God, yes.
That's why they got into show business, because they
Mhm.
got these massive egos that need to be stroked. Okay?
Mhm.
Remember something, people out there, listen to me. Believe it or not, this show that we're doing tonight, you may not believe it, but it ties into the show we did last night about angels and God and Jesus. How does it tie in? Simple. Very, very simple. The devil was the music master in heaven. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Satan was the music minister. He was God's music minister in heaven. He got kicked out of heaven. They said Satan had a beautiful voice. He opened up his mouth and he sounded like a choir of angels.
Yes.
Okay. But he wasn't happy being with God. He wanted to be God.
Mhm.
And God said, "Oh, really? There's only room up here for one God, and I'm the guy, and you take a walk."
Mhm.
So he kicked his ass out of heaven. And when he became earthbound, Satan became the king of the music business. And he still is. Because that's one thing Satan does well: music. See, you see these people, you see rock and roll, they go like this,
Oh yeah.
right?
The devil
Well,
horns.
this
Yeah.
is not the Texas Longhorns,
No.
folks. Okay? I'm not rooting on the Texas Longhorns. If you really want to get down to it, this is the devil. Okay? This is Texas. This is the devil. All right? And contrary to popular opinion, this does not mean I love you in Hawaiian. This does. Okay? Follow the fingers, folks. Follow the fingers. Satan is a music minister. And you have to understand what you're dealing with here. You're dealing with big egos, a lot of money, people who want to be famous no matter what. They'll sell their soul, they'll sell their mother's soul, their children's soul. They'll sell everything they can sell to become famous. You know? I know this because Amelia sold her soul to a naked cowboy on
I
TikTok.
did not. You're such a no. You're not.
I'm kidding, folks. I'm kidding.
No, but like you said, there has to be heaven, and of course now there had to be a hell because he was thrown out, and of course they had to be a top, and there has to be a bottom, heaven and a hell. Unfortunately.
Well, see, you're a music person.
Hmm.
Okay, you're into music, and you like to every now and then she likes to sing. That's when I have to go like put my earplugs in when Amelia starts singing.
Yeah, he
I
didn't like
kid,
my
I'm kidding.
rendition of Happy Birthday.
I know that was good. But let's talk about that. You know, you listen to a lot of music. You listen to country music, which I guess is a bit more pure than you know
I've
that
listened to
evil rock and roll.
I've listened to certain pop, and then of course I've
But you pointed something out to me here tonight before we went on the air. Tell everybody what you told me.
well
I
I
was surprised.
well I didn't know that Lizzie and the Rain Man by Tanya Tucker came out in 1976. I was 6 years old when that came out, and of course as we grew older, I was listening to Tanya Tucker, and I was singing this song like, Lizzie and the Rain Man. And then when I
Right.
realized what the music lyrics were
And
now as
Tanya
an
was only
adult,
14 at the time.
I was like, what the,
Yeah.
excuse my language, fuck. I was like, I can't believe she's singing this lyrics.
She's singing very adult lyrics and she was 14.
I was like, when she sang this, walk inside. It says, "Walk inside with me. I'll meet you in between. Oh, come with me, Lizzie. All the shine, and the stars will shine and write your name." I was like, "What in the world is she singing this Rain Man song for?"
Well, why? Do you think here's the question for you.
Uh-huh.
Do you even think she knew what she was singing or
I
were
don't
they
think
just
she knew she was singing.
you know what I think? I think for her they were just words on a paper.
They were just words on a paper, and they threw them at her and said, "Here, sing this song. It's
Yep.
going to be a hit." And of course, it's going to be a hit. It has the
Mhm.
Rain Man in it.
There are people. Oh, we got somebody in our chat
Oh,
tonight. Is that Leon?
I'm not really sure. It doesn't say
Oh no,
Leon.
I remember the bomb. Oh yeah, I remember the thumbs up. Yep, yep. Ronnie James, Dio. A lot of people. You guys might be. Some of you might be too young to remember Ronnie Dio. Ronnie James Dio. Black Sabbath. Of course, the
Hmm.
band Dio was hell of a guy. Um, First thought on the stage. See, he was the first one really, but people don't understand. Okay, Ronnie Dio went like this
Yes.
on stage. Now, if you know anything about Ronnie Dio, there's two things you have to know. Number one, he was God rest his soul.
Yes.
He was a hell of a musician. Okay. Number two, he was Italian.
Hmm.
Ronnie James Dio, that was his real name, Dio.
Hmm.
Okay. And the name Dio also means God.
Right.
Okay. It's taken from the word deity.
Hmm.
Ronnie James Dio was Italian. This is from the Italians. It's called the Maloik. Okay. When you see an Italian go like this to you,
Yeah.
now watch how I'm holding my hands. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
That's called the Maloik.
Okay.
Watch what happens now when I turn my hands. Now you're talking the devil horns. Okay.
Right.
Big difference.
Wow.
Big difference. Ronnie Dio never did this.
Right.
He did this. Okay? That's the Italian Maloiks. Ask me, Amelia, what are the Italian Maloiks? What do they do?
What do they do? What do the Italian Maloiks do?
They keep away evil. So people don't understand that. This was not Ronnie Dio saying, I love the devil. This was Ronnie Dio saying, God, keep the devil away from me. People don't see, they don't understand.
They twisted his.
Because they're too young, or they believe the horse shit that they're being fed. Ask me, where did I find this out?
Where did you find that out?
By listening to Ronnie Dio. One of the last interviews he ever did before he passed away, God rest his soul. Okay?
Yeah.
People don't understand. They don't understand because they don't do the homework. Do your research. The interview is out there. The interview that Ronnie Dio did is still out there forever. Remember something, folks. Video is forever.
Yes, it is.
Okay? You ain't going to take it down. It's going to find its way in Cyberland somewhere.
And if it's out there, Mad Dog will find it and put it on the air for everybody.
Bet your ass the Mad Dog will find it. So, yeah. El Ruffian, 163. The rainbow in the... Yep, you got it, brother. You got it. The rainbow in the dark. People don't... And I love this guy. He's a great guy, El Ruffian.
Yeah. And you know how we were talking about before how the Rain Man was just kind of like quiet for a while? I think he was just sitting back like this, just waiting to see who else would be coming out of the woodwork as singers, just waiting and waiting and waiting.
There's a term for that. It's called laying in wait. Let me tell you what laying in wait means. It means taking your sweet old time, waiting for the victim to come to you.
Exactly.
You don't go to them, they come to... Think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this. Every single time they came to the Rain Man, the Rain Man never goes to anybody. He doesn't have to.
No.
They have to come to him. Rain Man, I want to be famous. I want to be rich. I want money. I want women. I want power. Okay, I'll give you what you want. But when it's time for me to collect, are you ready to give it back?
Exactly.
Most people say no, and that's why they end up dead. The 27 Club is filled.
Yes.
With how many names, Amelia, did we go through on that show?
We went through 77, but I think there's more added to it now.
77 at that
time. Yes, but I think there's more added to it.
And we didn't get to all of them. That was just what we could scrounge together. The first member of the 27 Club, who was it, Mil?
Was it let me see. It was Janis Joplin, was it?
No.
It was no, I'm sorry. It was I'm trying to think. Robert Johnson.
Robert Johnson at the Crossroads.
At the Crossroads, Route 66. Yes, Mississippi.
Tell everybody what we're talking about. Tell everybody. I want to bring you up on the big camera, Mil.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some FaceTime over here. Here you go. Cause see, she likes when I do this, folks, because it makes her feel famous.
No, I don't. You know, the last time I cried when I was by myself.
I'm trying to push you over here a little bit. Get your little exposure.
Robert Johnson, I heard
she's the only person I know, folks, that wants to be famous but won't let you push her. Okay,
I'm gonna say no to the Rain Man. Are you kidding? No.
You better say no. I'll kick your ass off the show.
Exactly right. No,
I don't
Robert
want that bad mojo around my shit.
Was the worst guitar player ever. Everybody said, "Would you please get that guitar away from that man? He is the worst. Please just stop him.
He's worse than Mad Dog DeCipio."
So he just was walking home one day and just ended up, this black man found him on the Crossroads and just said, hey, you want to be famous? You want to be famous, but it's going to cost you. He says, all right, what's it going to cost me? So they made this little deal. And of course, we don't know what the deal was, of course, at the time. So all of a sudden, he was starting to tune up his guitar, things like that. And so the next day, he went to this place and he played the guitar like he'd never played before. He was just jamming, and people were like, oh my God, where did this man learn how to play this guitar? And he played like he
You
had
learned
never
by
played
listening to
before.
Mad Dog DeCipio.
He did, huh? Oh, nice guitar. And he
You
had,
like this?
yeah, he played guitar like he had never played before, and he was just the best guitar player in the whole world.
Chick in Florida, I know, got this.
Oh, yeah? And he got so popular and so famous. But, of course, he paid the price that he had hellhounds after him. And, get this, the way he was killed by a jealous husband by being poisoned.
What
That was his
happened?
fate. That was his
What
fate.
happened? He messed around with a married woman.
Married woman, yes.
Bad news.
That was his fate. Yep.
That's bad news, mama.
Yep.
Bad news. I'll tell you what else is bad news.
Mhm.
It's guitar stuck around my neck. Oh, I got it. Here you go. There you go. All right. I put my guitar. All right, there you go. Put the guitar up against the wall
Yep.
behind me here. All right,
So
here we
I just plead with you, please, 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 with the bottom of my heart, do not make a deal with anybody that's going to want to make you famous. Please. That is my plea to you.
We are we're gonna take, I think right now, I was gonna do this later, but I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna take a short break for one of our sponsors, and that's because it's 7:20 is coming up. And then when we come back, I'm gonna show you a little bit of video. Amelia and I are gonna show you some video. I think you'll be you might be surprised by what you see, because some of this stuff hasn't been seen before.
Nope.
We've seen, most of it, because we did, of course, this is part 2. We've already done part 1, but let's do this commercial real quick from Spotify.
hmm
I'm sorry, from Shopify,
Right.
and then we'll talk on the way back. Okay, Mel?
Okay, sounds
All
great.
right, be right back.
Jess wanted to start a business when something surprising happened.
Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet.
She started crocheting, like a lot. And her friends noticed.
Jess, you need to sell those.
So she signed up for Shopify and started building her business.
Yes, I love that.
And after a lot of hard work, this happened.
Oh my gosh, I just made my first sale!
You see, every day, hundreds of businesses get their first sale on Shopify.
We got ding!
And the next could be you. So when you're ready to bring your idea to life,
And become your own boss.
build it on Shopify.
We are back with What's the Buzz, America's Best Popcast. This is Mad Dog Media on a Tuesday night. And tomorrow, oh boy, we got a doozy for you. I'm going to introduce you guys to Michelle LeMay.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you don't know who Michelle LeMay is, you're going to find out mighty quick, because she's the doozy, this one. I think she's probably the most eccentric woman I have ever seen.
Yes.
Kind of, you know what, Amelia, come to think of it, tomorrow night's show is kind of like a tie into this one also.
It all fits together this week, actually.
It does. It really does. And I have, let me just tell you, I didn't plan it that way.
It happened. It just laid together. It just like,
Yeah, I didn't plan it that way, but it just kind of came together.
I guess somebody likes your
I
guitar.
want to show you a little sampling of some video. Some of these people will look familiar, others won't, but we're going to talk about it, okay? And anywhere along the way, if you want to discuss this, just let me know and I'll
Sure.
stop it. Okay?
Absolutely.
Take a look.
He was like I guess an idiot savant. Yeah. In the movie Dustin Hoffman.
Oh, my aim was not to become what I became with this level of fame. My soul is possessed by this.
Now, this is Eminem.
Did he just say his soul was possessed?
Wait a minute. The words of that song are on the screen.
Uh-huh.
My name was not to become what I became with this level of fame. My soul is possessed by this devil. My new name is Rain Man.
Mm-hmm.
Watch. And it's right there. That's the words of the song.
Yeah.
Oh, my new name is... Hey, can you see the rain man look into the sky, begging for sunlight? I'm a rain man, and I can make it rain. I make it thunderstorm. I make it hurricane.
The word, that's Jay-Z. The words are, and I'm a rain man, and I can make it rain. I can make it thunderstorm. I can make it hurricane. Okay?
Yeah. It's
if you understand that,
mm-hmm.
That's a dangerous thing to say.
They have to pay homage to him in a song or an album or something that, in other words, to keep them alive still.
It says, I can make it rain. I can make it thunderstorm. I can make it hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the only person that can do that?
God.
Thank you. Do you understand what we're saying here, folks?
Yes.
They're putting themselves in the place of God. Okay? Watch. That's Jamie Foxx.
Yes.
Okay, you see what he's doing there, right?
Yeah, the devil horn signs.
You see how he's holding his hands?
Yes.
Okay, you see where my fingers are here?
Yes. They're forefinger.
What does that look like?
Looks like devil horns.
It does. Mm-hmm. It looks like a ram's head.
A ram's head, yes.
You're going to see this in a minute. Watch.
They call me Rain Man. She try to rain dance. Now they came in the game and a dash like Damon. Predicted the Rain Man, just like Rain Man. You know what though? I love the rain, man. Love the rain.
You said you call yourself a Rain Man.
There's Tanya Tucker.
There she is.
You can say you call yourself a Rain Man. Mm-hmm. Well, you ought to be ashamed. Mm-hmm. Interesting, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, you ought to be ashamed.
We make it rain like Rain Man when he play with the glove. Everybody say it's the Rain Man. Can we have a rainy day? Make it rain.
And that's another thing, Amelia. Let me stop it right there. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. Umbrellas.
Umbrellas, yes.
Tell everybody about the umbrella deal. What's the deal?
The umbrella is like a symbol for them to have. It's like also like a shadow. It induces that for them, and it's like Rihanna's umbrella, and she like named it Ella, and umbrella with Rihanna. It's conclusive with her because she's a part of that. She's like probably his DNA, or could be a part of the Rain Man.
Let me tell you what the word umbrella means for those of you who don't know. Okay? I think Amelia did a pretty good job of explaining it. The word Ella means cover. Mm-hmm. Okay? It literally means cover, the word Ella. Okay? The word umbra. The word umbra. U-M-B-R-E, umbra, is from the Latin word, okay? Would you like to know what that word means?
Yes.
It means under.
Yes.
So what's an umbrella? Umbrella. Umbrella. What does it mean?
Yeah, umbrella covers you.
What does it mean? Umbrella. What does it mean?
Umbrella.
No. It means undercover.
Undercover.
Ella means cover. Umbra means under. What does it mean?
It's undercover, like
Thank
she's gonna
you.
be undercover.
That's all.
Let's look closely at this area.
This is the one. Before we start talking about this one, this is the one that's really got people worked up. This is Rihanna. Okay. Now, you and I have seen this photo before. It's an album cover.
Yes, we have.
From her album called Umbrella, right?
Yes.
Or from the album. What was it? Rain Man, is it called Umbrella? The album.
Yeah, Umbrella. It's called Umbrella.
Umbrella. Okay, good. And I thought you would know that because you listen to that crap, and I don't.
I don't really listen to her music, but I know that that's what it was named.
Okay, so this song Umbrella is like the hit song from this CD.
Yes.
The controversy is not the song.
No.
The controversy, ladies and gentlemen, is the album cover. Why? Because if you look at Rihanna, they went to great lengths to make her look like the devil, the ram's head.
Yes.
And why is that important? Because the ram's head symbolizes Satan.
Yes, it does.
Okay. And if you don't understand why it does, then you need to read the Bible. That's a whole nother story. That's a rabbit hole. We could go down that one, but that's a rabbit hole, trust me. So the album art is interesting because it's been modified. They modified her body with AI and art, artwork to make, and you're going to see it here in a minute, to make her look like the ram.
Yes.
Okay. The ram is the Rain Man. What?
What is this small horizontal line here? Is it some sort of protruding bone?
Well, that's the question, Neil.
Oh.
What is that?
It looks like an eyeball to me.
It looks what?
It looks like an eyeball to me. It looks like it's forming a head.
Well, you're a lot closer than a lot of people. Trust me, yeah, because it's definitely an eye for sure. But here's the interesting thing: her head is way down there
on the very bottom, touching the floor.
What you're looking at, that eye, that's actually her shoulder blades.
Oh,
but what they did though, like I just said, they added some photographic trickery to it because no person looks like that.
No.
Okay. And so they did a lot of work with this particular photo, this album cover. Let's watch.
Is it some sort of spontaneous mutation, the effect of which has formed bone structure only existing on one human being on the planet? If this is bone structure, then why is it not visible on the other side? This is not some protruding bone. This frame has been purposely altered. This small horizontal line is in actuality a right eye. We can therefore add the left eye, eyes, eyebrow ridges, small forehead region, top of head, horns.
You get what he's saying?
Yes.
You get where we're going with this?
Yes. There's the nose right there in the middle.
Follow me. Somebody that posed Rihanna for that picture, somebody knew Satan very well.
Snout, mouth, miscellaneous bone structure. The head of Rain Man is in plain sight.
Plain sight.
The head of Rain Man is in plain sight. Now, why is that important? Because we said at the very beginning of the show, The return of the Rain Man. No longer hiding. No longer hiding, Amelia.
No longer hiding.
Hiding in plain sight? Nope. They're just in plain sight. They're not even hiding in plain sight. They're just out there. Now, you're going to see. Oh, we got somebody in the chat. Yep. Yeah, Scott. It's a devil head. Yeah. Oh, that guitar was not there. Yep. That's my guitar. Yep. And I played like Elvis, baby. You should listen to me. Yep. Watch this. Watch this. There's my brother-in-law, Scott. Said, yep, that's the devil's head. It's exactly what it is. Now, I want you guys to see some stuff. This is pretty interesting shit. Check this out. I'm just going to let this video play. Watch. And then we'll talk about it.
If you know, you know.
The moment right before when you're nervous and that other thing kind of takes over for you. Then Sasha Fierce appears, and my posture and the way I speak and everything is different.
So she just explained possession. She said the way that she talks changes and her posture.
Roman is a crazy boy who lives in me. And he says the things that I don't want to say. He was born, just a few months ago.
She's saying that she has another personality in her that was created only a few months ago, and she literally summons it.
What up?
What up, bro?
What up? Roman's revenge is just about taking control. Saying Roman is here to stay.
And we literally promote this behavior. Have you heard of the Rain Man?
If I do come back, you know my new name will be. What's your new name gonna be, man? Rain Man.
It's weird because I started out technically, like I used to write all the time, before I start going into the Rain Man thing,
Going into the Rain Man thing. Oh, maybe they're talking about the movie? Let's see how Eminem references it. So he just said that his name was not meant to become him, but now he's possessed with the devil, and his new name is Rain Man. All the while making his audience chant Rain Man. Supposedly a demon. Lil Wayne. So do you think these guys are paying homage to some sort of entity that possesses them and allows them to have the abilities that they do? Maybe it's just a stretch.
What do you think? Is it a stretch?
I don't think it's a stretch at all.
Tell me why.
Because they are paying homage to something that's made them famous, and they have to pay homage to it in order to stay famous up to a certain point before their contract is up.
Well, what happens if you don't want to be famous no more?
They will get you. They will. Your contract will be up, and then either when he's done with you, either he'll kill you or he's done with you completely, and you're a nobody again. And then that's when the depression will start kicking in, and your emotional stress will just start kicking in so bad that you'll probably kill yourself.
I watched a movie about 6 months ago called The Lesson. It was called The Lesson. Very interesting movie. Because in The Lesson, there was a classroom full of students and professors.
Right.
And they were all sitting around in a big circle. And one of the main professors stood up and walked into the middle of the circle. And they were talking about various people, famous people, and what happened to them and why certain things happened. And then they got to Elvis. And the guy, a black professor, by the way, stood up and said, I want you all to know, without question and categorically and emphatically, I'll state this. Elvis Presley did not die. Elvis's contract was up. Okay. I want you to think about that.
Yes.
How does a healthy guy, by all accounts, all of a sudden, just one day,
just
boop, boop, go on, there you go. Well, there are people who said Elvis didn't want his contract to end the way they wanted it to end.
Right.
So Elvis faked his own death. Sound plausible?
Yeah.
Well, what happens if his contract actually was up? Well, what then? Could he just walk away? No.
No. He can't.
Wait, why?
He can't
Why?
just walk away.
Think about the one thing, Amelia. Think about the one thing. The one person who could not walk away. All right? But the one person who could afford to walk away from the Rain Man. Elvis. Why?
I don't think he could.
The answer is very simple. It's staring you in the face. Because he was the most famous person on the planet. Everybody knew Elvis Presley. Everybody. Where was he going to go? Where could he go?
Right.
He can't go down to the Waffle House.
No, he couldn't.
He couldn't go down to the Dairy Queen.
No, nowhere. He couldn't go anywhere.
He had to die, quote, die, in order to live. How do you do that? You make a deal with the devil. I will die if you'll leave me the F alone. Because my heart is with that side, not that side.
But wouldn't he have lost all his money and everything like that?
He did.
Yeah.
He lost every fucking dime.
How?
Do you know that when Elvis, quote, died?
Yeah.
Do you know that he was worth, I'm not even making this up, folks. Elvis was worth less than $1 million. This is a guy who made almost $3 billion in his life.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. He made almost $3 billion from movies, record sales, television, merchandise, all this other shit, all this stuff combined. Okay. Which in 1977 was a lot of fucking money.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So what happened? It all just disappeared? No, it didn't all just disappear. It was slowly taken away. Well, if you're not going to do this, we're going to do this. And if you don't do that, we're going to do this. Bum. Okay? That's how it's going to roll. That's how it's going to roll. And Elvis went, oh, yeah? Watch this. Because I'm tired of being Elvis Presley. I just want to be Papa.
Just wants to
Grandpa.
be him.
I want to be Dad. I want to be a husband again. I want to have a normal life. You realize that poor bastard, from the time he was 18 years old, didn't have a fucking life?
He didn't. He couldn't even walk out the door without somebody just bombarding him.
Al Ruffian says, everyone who's performed in the last 20 years are all possessed. Most of the ceremonies happen right in front of us. You're absolutely right.
Absolutely.
We talked about that. We showed one on the show.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
People
yes.
couldn't believe we actually showed that. He could easily get a haircut moving the absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I say, bro, I'm hoping that El Ruffian is a male, because if you're a female, I've been calling you brother over here, son. So, yes, the devil in the music. Amelia.
Yes.
Talk to me about Let me see where it is. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I found what I was looking for, Amelia. Talk to me about some of this stuff. Tell everybody what we're looking at.
That is the Rain Man himself or herself, you could say.
That is the Rain Man.
Because it could be a man or a woman. You can't determine the sex of the Rain
Exactly.
Man.
The Rain Man, and thank you for bringing that up. The Rain Man is androgynous.
Yes.
The Rain Man is not male or female.
No.
The Rain Man can appear as anything he or she wants to.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Oh, here you go. There is that famous picture, that album cover, Rain Man.
That snout that they were talking about earlier in that video.
There is, you see what they did, Amelia?
Mm-hmm.
They took her shoulder blades and they played around with the artwork.
Yes.
They made them look like eyes.
Yes, they did.
Well, her hair, they parted her hair in the middle and it came straight down. Now that looks like a mouth, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay. And her arms look like horns, don't they?
Yes, very much so.
So, I mean, it's really not hard to do, folks.
No.
It's really not hard. Man of Sin, Rain Man. Absolutely. This is something
very
that's
upsetting.
This is happening a lot. And this is getting under a lot of people's skin.
Yes.
You're seeing pentagrams like this mocking Jesus. It's making a lot of people uncomfortable, and it's pissing off the church.
Yes.
And it's pissing off Christians. And I got a comment in the box here. Oh, he goes, I'm a dude. It's all good. Thank you, bro. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Because it's hard sometimes. We're not seeing, unless they, like, we know Moonchild, that's a girl.
Yeah.
You know, Nettie Slabby from Japan, we know that's a girl. Or by the way, where you at been, Nettie Slabby from Japan?
Right. It's a long time no talk.
Yeah, been a while. Because I think Nettie is more into the sports and wrestling stuff.
Yeah.
But okay, here you go. Here's the next one. Where is? Oh, here you go.
Oh, yes.
Now, you can't see really who that is. He pretty well gives away himself.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the necklace he wore during last night's ritual. Sorry if you like Snoop Dogg, but he has chosen a side. Now, you're thinking, well, that's Snoop Dogg. Everybody loves Snoop Dogg, right?
Yeah.
You know, the dog is cool. I'm the other dog, but, you know, he's the rich dog. I'm the poor dog. Check this out. It'll blow your mind. Watch. There you go.
Oh, my goodness.
That's a close-up of his necklace. That's the devil, folks. He's wearing a diamond-studded 24-karat Italian gold devil around his neck. And that is Lucifer. And that's the ram. There's the horns. There's the eyes. There's the goat. There's everything about the devil right there.
I was going to...
That's the Rain Man.
I am speechless. I was going to say something else, but I didn't want to take somebody's name in vain, so that's why I said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, my. And the thing about the Rain Man is, like, it can, of course, it's made with water. It could take many different shapes, so you never know what shape the Rain Man is going to be. It could be even a glass of water, a shadow, a shape around you. That's where the umbrella thing came from. It could be a shadow, too, so you got to be very careful. What you're around.
We actually have one more commercial, and if you guys don't mind, we will be right back right there, because I am right up against. Look at that. I even remembered the time. Holy shit. Watch this, folks. Do you have sweaty balls or volleyball netty balls? It's time to make them ready balls. The Manscaped.com Lawnmower 3.0 will do the job and clean your knob with its patented no-nick head, so your head will function as desired. Enter promo code Wrestling Future for a generous 20% discount. That's enter Wrestling Future for a 20% discount. Manscaped.com and Wrestling with the Future going balls to the walls with Manscaped.com and the Lawnmower 3.0. Your balls will thank you, and so will we. What's the Buzz? America's Best Podcast on WWTF Radio 88.7 on the broadband radio system around the world and live. I am the Mad Dog. She is the Pitbull. This is Mad Dog Media. Hot damn. Why are you quiet for?
Well, you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I was done. You usually
didn't want to
come
do
in
it
and
again.
shut up at that point. Jeez.
I didn't want to do it again.
See, Pitbull's walking on very thin ice tonight. She's treading on really thin ice. Nah, you're okay. Tell everybody what's coming up tomorrow, because I want to show people. I think I feel like doing this.
Oh, the interesting.
I want to show people a little. What? Okay, I'm sorry.
You were asking me a question, and you.
Oh. You asked me a question?
No, you were asking me a question, and I was answering it, and then you started talking.
What did I ask you? I forgot already.
What was coming up tomorrow night?
Oh, go ahead.
The interesting and weird life of Michelle Lemmy.
Yeah, I want to show everybody what Michelle Lemmy looks like. If you're wondering what the hell is the Pitbull talking about, where do you see this in the this person? Watch this. This is Michelle Lemmy.
Okay. Ay.
Yeah, this is Michelle Lemmy. She's very. How does this turn into this? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? That's Michelle Lemmy. That's just a very small sample. I just wanted you guys to see what we're talking about tomorrow night. Who is she and why? Why do celebrities flock to see her? They fly from all over the world to Paris. Again, Paris. France. What's in France? CERN. What else is in France? The devil. The devil lives in France. People don't understand. Satan lives in France. It's an evil, godless country. You don't even know how evil France is. Okay.
And have you seen her and the designs? Oh my gosh.
They don't like nobody in France. And they hate Americans.
Yes, they hate Americans.
They hate Americans in France.
Oh,
guess what? We're not crazy about you either, motherfucker. So pop off.
And I just want to plead to everybody, please, 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 if you want to be famous, do not plead yourself to the Rain Man. That's all I ask.
If you want to be famous, listen to me, because I know if you really want to be famous, work at it.
Yeah.
Work hard at it. Pay your dues. Don't make backdoor deals with the devil to be famous. Because I got news for you. Like they say, I'm not making this up. You've heard this growing up your whole life. Everything's got a price.
Absolutely.
Everything's got a price. There's no free lunch. My father used to say that to everybody. There's no free lunch.
Your family, your soul, your heart, it's not worth it. People, please listen to me.
No, don't do it.
No.
Don't do it if you can possibly, avoid it.
Don't do it.
The Rain Man, no longer in hiding. So, Amelia, what's the lesson here? What do we got a few minutes to talk to people about this. What's the real lesson here?
It's that what's hiding in plain sight. The Rain Man's a snake. Like we were talking about. Please, like you said, do not listen to what they have to say. Fame is not what you think. Money is not what it's not worth it. It's not worth it having a nice house with fancy cars, fancy clothes, and sometimes what you have.
Hold on now. Let me ask you a question. Let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Now, so Your parents grow up poor, you grow up poor, you work hard, you don't get ahead. You spend your whole life just not working and paying bills, working and paying bills. What's wrong with having a little
Well,
ex-
he doesn't buy happiness because it's a long run. Yeah, you have all these fancy things, but if you don't have anybody to share it with, or if you have too much of it, you're like, okay, you're not gonna take it with you when you die. It's gonna stay here.
I
You
said
know?
this to a person on the phone tonight because I spoke to a very famous person tonight on the phone. And she and I had a wonderful conversation, and we've been dear friends for a long time. And I said to this person, this famous actress, I said to her, you know, people can say what they want about you, people can do what they want, but you know something? To whom much is given, much is required. The other thing you have to remember is, and this is the important one, what does it profit a man to lose his soul and gain the whole world?
Yeah.
Okay? You can have all the riches you want,
Right.
but if you lose your soul in the process, what good's the money?
Absolutely.
What the money's going to run out.
Yeah.
Your soul won't.
No.
It will if you sell it.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying. These
Yeah.
people are selling their souls for a price.
But you know what though? Our soul that we have in our body is not ours anyway. It doesn't
It's
belong to
not,
us.
yes, it's not yours to sell.
It's
Thank
not
you.
ours to sell because it was given. It was loaned to us by God.
She, I don't know how she does it, folks, but she made up for
It
3
was
nights of misery. She made up for in one sentence.
it was loaned to us by God.
You
So
just
do not.
redeemed yourself. You could stay another night. Okay. Anyway, so I think we look. Hey, we did good. Look at that, 7 o'clock.
And you know who told me that life lesson? My grandmother. She
Oh,
read
I
to us,
thought you were going to say the Mad Dog.
and you too. But you know what? I kept that with me all the time.
Well, you know what's funny? We never forget the lessons that our parents and grandparents teach.
Yeah. And the Mad Dog. Don't
And the
forget.
Mad Dog. Better believe
And
it.
the Mad
Oh, oh, oh.
And if anybody says anything bad to you, I'm gonna get them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God help us. All right. Listen, we got to say goodnight because we're up
Yeah.
against the clock. Tomorrow night. Oh, somebody's here.
Oh.
Hold on.
Oh,
The emptiness of the. Oh, yes. You're absolutely worth it,
yes.
brother. It's
Absolutely.
not worth it. It's really not worth it. You know? I would rather surrender to God than surrender for fame and fortune.
Yes.
You know? I've been wanting to be famous since I was 5, okay? It hasn't happened yet, and there's a reason it happened.
You're famous here. You got a great podcast.
My gift, this is my gift.
Absolutely.
God said, I want you and your big mouth right here, and I'm going to teach people a lesson through you, whether you want me to or not.
And eventually you're gonna meet this Mexican girl that's gonna get on your nerves.
A Mexican girl that's as pale as a ghost. God help us. Anyway, for that pale white Mexican girl, Amelia the Pitbull Chapman.
Yep.
I am Angelo, the Mad Dog DeCipio. Be kind to each other, folks. Really, it's a rough world we live in. Be kind to each other. Spread some love instead of anger. And tell people they're number one this way and not the other way. Okay.
Absolutely.
We will see you tomorrow night, God willing, and the creek don't rise, and maybe with another lesson and how to save your soul.
Yes.
Okay. So, for the Pitbull and the Mad Dog, I'm the big barker on this crew. Oh, oh, oh. Time to go home.
Good
Goodbye,
night.
folks.